Namaste, Witchlings. It's Di, your favorite yoga witch, and we are here for our podcast. Hello to everyone out there. How are you guys doing tonight? It is 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, and it is already dark out there. What the fluff, right? It's cold, and it is oddly warm for this time of year, too. According to my watch, it's 53 degrees outside. And we are this close to the solstice. Today is Thursday, day after tomorrow. This is a weird year, but La Nina, right? Hey, Aspen. Hey, Raven. Two of my favorite people. So, how are you guys? Aspen has been busy today throwing presents together for their bestie, easiest way to describe it. And Raven is home early from work. How's your heart, Raven? Mine is cooperating. So, as the wheel of the year turns towards the longest night, we gather around the hearth to celebrate Yule, the ancient winter solstice festival. This time of year holds a special magic, a moment of introspection and renewal as we embrace the darkness and anticipate the return of the light. Tonight, we're going to dive into the rich tapestry of Yuletide traditions, weaving together ancient wisdom and modern witchy practices to create a truly magical celebration. So, Yule, rooted in pre-Christian traditions, honors the rebirth of the sun and the promise of new beginnings. It's a time to connect with nature's cycles, honor the ancestors, and set intentions for the year ahead. Our ancestors celebrated Yule with feasts, storytelling, and rituals that acknowledge the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth. Now, if you've been following my daily draw, you'll recognize these cards. I tend to dig them out the daily draw closest to. Tonight I'm going to grab them. So we have the Darkest Night Ritual. Here we go. Shortest Day. They were out of order. The shortest day. Plants are dormant. This is a time of stillness, rest, and recuperation. Magic shivers in the air at midwinter. Crisp mornings twinkle with frost, slowly melting as the days slip into darkness. On a clear night, the 3 bright stars of Orion's belt shine brightly, and the full moon is ringed by a winter halo of ice crystals. Shadows are darker now, the ground is harder, and creatures slumber. It is a still, silent time of mystery and bewitchment. At the heart of midwinter is the winter solstice, the turning point of the year when the earth is poised to change. This is the shortest day of the year when the sun reaches a point directly above the Tropic of Capricorn. Hi, I'm a Capricorn. Oof. And seems to hang still in the sky. Solstice is from the Latin sol, sun, and sistere, to stand still. The following morning, though, life begins again as the days lengthen and the light starts to return, bringing hope and the promise of renewal. The modern witch, always sensitive to the changes of the season and the power inherent in each, adapts their rituals and spells accordingly. Midwinter is a time to celebrate the imminent return of the light with family and friends, but it is also a time to start again. It is an opportunity to step aside from normal life and mini-hibernate. Quiet reflection and meditation alongside rituals and spellcasting provide a chance to think about the year that has passed and to shape the year to come. Now, here in the northern hemisphere, we are having the winter solstice on or around the 21st of December. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it'll be around the 21st of June. Okay, so we have some rituals here. We have news about the moon and plants and crystals. Here we go. Crystals for the winter solstice is the other one I wanted to read tonight. During the dark, short days of winter, bring the power of the sun and the energy of fire into your practice with crystals. So, we are working with the chakras. Chakra is a Sanskrit word meaning wheel and refers to the 7 spheres of energy that run up the spine. Ruby and garnet combine with the root chakra, and carnelian with the sacral. They work both together to release their full power. So, some stones for the winter solstice are my favorite, of course, the garnet. A deep red stone with fire at its heart, symbolizing the vitality and strength of fire. It is known as the warrior's stone. Then we have bloodstone, earthy green with flecks of blood red jasper. Oh, guess what? Nope, that's not it. I have jasper up here, but not the bloodstone. This is a powerful healing stone, and it has been used by 4 centuries by classical magicians who believed it made them invisible. We have rubies, precious and fiery, perfect for the solstice. This fiery and powerful crystal will be particularly effective when used as part of your solstice rituals. And then carnelian, which I have, but I can never remember which one it is. A translucent chunk of glowing red. It symbolizes fertility and abundance, fitting nicely with this season's mood for new ideas, new beginnings, and new life. So that is what that one says. Now we have our book. I love this book. It is the Modern Witchcraft Guide to the Wheel of the Year. I absolutely love Judy Ann Knox books. I want to acquire more of them. And the winter solstice, along with Samhain and the observance of Yule, are probably the most widely celebrated today of the ancient rituals. Although today Yule is linked to the Christian observance of the Nativity, there is no biblical or historical evidence that Christ was born on Christmas. Rather, December 25th was long held to be the celebration day of the Roman deity Mithras. It is believed that the cult of Sol Invictus, or Invincible Sun, with which Mithras is often associated, may have even predated the Romans by several hundred years. The Etruscans were known sun worshippers and are largely associated with the beginnings of classical culture. So, yet again, the Christians absorbed and tweaked a pagan holiday for their own, because they thought that by absorbing our holidays, it would make it easier to convert pagans to Christianity. So, one beautiful way that we can honor Yule is by creating a simple Yule altar. Mine is behind me. This sacred space can be as simple or as elaborate as you like, adorned with symbols of the season and your personal intentions. Mine currently has my white candles, my god and goddess statues, my cauldron, of course, a couple of pentacles, my athame, my incense burners, and a ton of pine boughs, because it's not Christmas without Christmas trees, right? So, including elements that represent the rebirth of the sun, such as my white candles, golden ornaments, and evergreen bows. Incorporate symbols of the season, such as pine cones, holly, and winter berries. I know a number of people who sprinkle cranberries and holly berries on their altar. And then add some personal touches that resonate with your soul, like crystals, divination tools, or representations of your ancestors. For me, well, anybody who knows me knows, I'm going to have rose quartz on my altar. It's always there, as is my garnet. Oops, just knocked one off. Now, decorating your home. Well, decorating with natural elements is another easy way to bring the magic of Yule into your home. Evergreen bows. Oh, you can barely see. Oh, switch cameras. Evergreen bows. I don't think I can move for you to see my mirror at the moment. I have some of those. You can kind of see right there. There's a little bit. They symbolize everlasting life. They could be woven into wreaths, garlands, and centerpieces. Pine cones, representations of fertility and abundance, can be scattered on your altar, your mantle, or even hung on the Yule tree. And then bring the outdoors in by decorating your space with holly, mistletoe, and winter berries, each with their own unique symbolism and folklore. Who doesn't like kissing under the mistletoe at Christmas? You know? These natural elements not only create that festive atmosphere you want, but they also connect you with the energy of the season. I like this. Now, Yule is an auspicious time for divination, as the veil between the worlds is still thin from Samhain, and the whispers from the spirit are strong. You are absolutely correct, Aspen. As a fellow, well, now former Washingtonian, where'd the took fur go? As a fellow Washingtonian, you understand all too well. There is a reason we are the evergreen state. To be honest, you see this evergreen that you can kind of see hanging? When we decorated my office for Yule, and the video can be linked in the description box for this later, we literally went outside to the pine tree that is growing right outside the bedroom window and clipped off some branches to bring in and decorate with. We're gonna see. Nope. Oh, bummer. Ha. We tried. So, yes, cheap and easy way to decorate. Also, you know, by decorating with nature, it's cheap. It's easy because you just walk outside the front door. For most of us. For those of us who live down south and maybe don't have access to some of the wonderful nature stuff, or in the big cities, not so easy. That is honestly one of my favorite parts of decorating for Christmas and Samhain to an extent, is being able to just go outside, grab some pine cones. If you have a holly tree growing close, you can just cut some holly off of a holly tree. Wander out into the woods. I point that way because that's Snoqualmie Valley Trail is down that way. Wander onto the trail. Find some mistletoe. I think it grows wild up here. Not positive. But, you know, it just makes it so easy to decorate for the holidays. Now, back to divination here. The veil between the worlds is at its thinnest, still from Samhain, and so we can hear whispers from spirit so much easier. So, grab your favorite divination tools. Mine are sitting here, you know. We have our tarot cards. Let's see, I have my oracle cards. And, oh, I moved my pendulums. My pendulums usually sit here too. Or a scrying mirror. I can't scry to save my life. And just take a moment and create a sacred space for reflection and insight. Ask questions about the year ahead. Seek guidance from your ancestors, or even just explore the depths of your own subconscious. This is something Erin tends to do with her tarot. She uses the tarot to explore herself, as opposed to asking, okay, what's coming? You may also perform divination rituals with loved ones, sharing the experience and deepening your connection to those unseen realms. I myself just last night did a tarot reading for a family member. It was actually kind of cool. When you are using those divination methods and asking for advice from the ancestors, or even just reading tarot, keep a journal handy. And there are journals out there that are specifically for tarot readings, and write down the day you draw, the date, what the cards mean, and your emotional state both before and after. Well, you are also a Washingtonian Raven, so yes, I can understand having pine cones year-round. I mean, the number of pine cones the dogs bring in for us. But keeping track of your divination, your tarot readings, when I'm doing pendulum, if I know the question being asked, I will write down what we have asked and what the pendulum said, and the general, I'm getting sick of this word, but the general vibe of the session. Because it helps to both be able to, when the person you're reading asks, hey, what came up of this reading? Or you just want to look back and see if there's a theme throughout your readings for yourself. It helps. It's nice. I'm going to take a sip. Now, while I take a sip of coffee, why don't you guys hop over to Buy Me a Coffee and pick up a cup of coffee for Witchy Mama here. Although, the two that are active in the comments, neither one of them can, so just saying, if you're not catching this live, go buy me a cuppa. Because I am totally a Gen X witch who runs on caffeine and sarcasm. And also, you see the nice shirt I'm wearing? It says Namaste Witchlings. If you want a Witchling shirt, let me know. Send me a message and we will get you one ordered. And figure out payment, etc., etc. It's fun. And it's comfy. I really like it. It's nice and soft. We have stickers too. Just let me know. Join my Patreon. Because Saturday, I'm going to be doing a Yule writ. And one of the things we're doing, if I get it right and get all of the supplies, we're going to be creating our Yule log. I have a wood stove. Yule log is good. You also get behind the scenes. You get to have access to the Discord so you can watch me get ready for my lives and all of that happy fun stuff. Blog posts, yada yada. It's fun. Apparently I need an inhaler today too. So, as you go about celebrating Yule, remember to embrace the darkness as well as the light. This is a time for introspection, for releasing what no longer serves you, and for planting the seeds of intention for the year to come. This is where journaling and shadow work comes in, and make sure there's no pause. I keep my journals over here. I have 1, 2, 3 journals for shadow work and tarot, and we won't say how many other self-help books I have, so but this is the time to start delving into that, figuring out what makes you tick, do that deep introspection during the winter months, so that when the spring comes and the earth reawakens, we are ready to come into it as a new person. I'm envisioning him, Aspen asking if I want them to put Shadow to work. I'm envisioning him in a little, hat and a bow tie. Yes, let's put him to work. Let's get him an office job. There we go. He would hate me. But yes. I myself am trying to do more shadow work because, well, this witch needs a massive amount of therapy. Shadow work helps with that. And this is also a perfect time of year, as we're wrapping up the current year, to start a self-care ritual. You know, doing your skincare, taking a shower or a bath at night, and just taking the time to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. It's important. Yes, he would. The land orca would make an amazing paperweight, but then he'd move, or he'd decide to lick himself, and and the fur. Self-care is a good thing at this time of year, even if that self-care is just curling up with a cup of tea and a good book and a blanket. You know, that's self-care too. Gather with your loved ones. Share those family stories. Feast on seasonal delights. I mean, who doesn't love a good Christmas meal? And then honor the ancient traditions that connect us all to the cycles of nature and the magic of the season. My favorite part of Christmas for the longest time, it wasn't the food, it wasn't the presents, it was always the family. Getting to sit around and just visit with the extended family, sharing war stories, in some cases literally, telling childhood tales, being embarrassed because, you know, your older siblings like to tell about the dumb stuff you did when you were a toddler. Those kinds of stories. But those are the stories that live on. I love Christmas and Yule. It really is one of my favorite times of year. Christmas carols, music, but this witch is musical. I want to thank you. I want to thank you guys, since I have been here babbling at you for almost half an hour. I want to grab one more book. This one is The Pagan Book of Days, a guide to the festivals, traditions, and sacred days of the year by Nigel Pennick. No idea when I first picked it up, but it has an interesting tidbit about the solstice. The Druidic Alban Arthuan and Christian St. Thomas's Day, when the poor are traditionally given money or presents. In former times, the needy could ask for money, a practice known as Thomasing or mumping, and it is the fourth station of the year, signifying enlightenment when the light is reborn within the womb of darkness. This book has something for almost every day of the year, and it is quite fascinating. One of these days, I will get a list of my entire library posted. Today is not that day. So, my darling witchlings, thank you for coming and hanging out with me for this. May your celebrations be filled with warmth, light, music, and the magic of the season. Until next time, my witchlings, keep shining your light. We need it.